In our last episode, we talked about movie candy, and now I want to talk about movie candy of a different sort.
The movie Candy with Marlon Brando in it from the late 60s?
No.
Oh, okay.
What types of movies are like candy for you? Doesn't matter if they're good or bad, you like them just because of the kind of movie they are. For instance, my dad loves westerns. Doesn't matter a good western, a bad western, what type of western it is. If it's got dudes in hats with guns, he loves it.
I've mentioned this on the show before, but I do like time travel movies. I like it when people from the past come to our age and they're like, oh, what wondrous miracles abound. And I love it when the people from the present go in the past and they're like, well, why don't you Google it? And they're like, what type of strange language do you speak?
Well, for me, it's musical biopics.
Really?
Oh, yes. They often get badly reviewed because they hit kind of the same notes, despite whatever musician's life they're presenting. I'll watch one and it's been really poorly reviewed, and I think, no, it wasn't that bad. I even liked Ray.
Yeah?
Which was a pretty bad movie, but I liked it.
Yeah.
I like watching Jamie Foxx carrying on.
And it's got Curtis Armstrong in it.
Oh, yeah. It's Ahmet Ertegun.
I love that guy whenever he appears, but it's the fact that he's getting to play a historical character for once.
Makes you forget Beethoven's Christmas Adventure.
Yeah, no, I still have it in my brain.
I've got a bunch of movies that I've never seen before. You don't know what they are. Every episode, I'm going to spring one on you. It might be good. It might be bad. We'll watch it and talk about it. Welcome to the basement. Welcome back to Sci-Fi July, Craig. This is installment 2. Our first entry in Sci-Fi July was Things to Come, based on a novel by H.G. Wells. H.G. Wells wrote another novel called The War of the Worlds, which features Invaders from Mars. We're not going to be watching The War of the Worlds, but we will be watching Invaders from Mars.
Oh, I don't know if I know this.
Released in 1953, IFM was directed, to my surprise, by William Cameron Menzies, the guy who directed Things to Come. I had no idea when I picked this that it was by the same director. Menzies, an American, had a film career that spanned 5 decades and included directing, producing, screenwriting, art direction, and production design. He is, in fact, the man for whom the term production design was coined. It encompassed the nuances of his work more than the previously used art director. He is well known for his production design on Gone with the Wind, for which he won an honorary Oscar in 1940.
He was the only production designer around. Everyone else was just art directors.
Yeah, who else are you going to give it to? He is also considered a pioneer in the use of color film for dramatic effect. Sadly, just 3 years after the release of Invaders, he died from cancer.
Oh.
Merchandise-wise, like in Things to Come, there was no brand synergy for this film. There are no Invaders from Mars fast food tie-ins or Saturday morning TV promos. So, I've gotten you another piece of merch from a different sci-fi franchise, one that features aliens.
Ah! This guy, hello.
Hi, how you doing?
This is really nice. Lots of articulation and yeah.
I've never seen you this excited about one of the gifts that I've given you, even the good ones that I give you at the end of the year.
I don't know what it is. It's just so shiny and dark.
Attention all Martian troops. The invasion is at hand. Report immediately to the mothership that is the old leather couch as we watch the sci-fi classic Invaders from Mars. It's the middle of the night at the McLean residence. Little David has set the alarm so he can get up and do a little early morning astronomy.
Do you know what time it is?
I know, but
Mrs. Grayson is wearing nothing but her bloomers.
to be able to spot the great nebula and
Both of you can hike right back to bed.
Darling, come back to bed so you can pay attention to my great nebula.
Science can wait until the morning.
Good night, son.
Get the sedatives.
Sedatives?
Sedative? But later, David is woken up again, this time by strange green lights outside his window. He looks out and sees a flying saucer,
And it's landing right in the sand plot outside of their house.
He goes in and tells his parents what happened, and his dad says,
You were dreaming.
Why, there's nothing out there but swamp gas and weather balloons.
Do the first thing when we get up. We'll go out and take a look. And if there's any flying saucer out there, we'll notify General Mayberry. Now, how's that?
General Mayberry, why, he's the folksy old general of the army.
But old man McLean, well, he's a scientist, and he's supposed to investigate anything weird.
Oh, you are going to get so probed. And he disappears. No one knows where George went off to, so Mom calls the police. They come and investigate, and they also disappear.
Into the ground.
Meanwhile, David's father returns.
But he's changed. He's different.
I stopped over to see Bill Wilson.
In your pajamas?
In my pajamas, obviously.
Bill took my shoe and I'm pissed off about it.
It was a bet.
He's real mean and slappy now. And what's more, David's dad has a weird X on the back of his neck.
The cops come back. They seem to be in cahoots with Mr. McLean.
We're here to smack around your boy.
They all tell David.
Don't go spreading stories about things you imagined out in those fields.
David knows something weird's going on. People keep disappearing into the ground and then coming back later. The little neighbor girl, Kathy, it happens to her.
Oh, poor Kathy Wilson.
Something I want to show you.
It's this really cool sinkhole that made me abusive.
Kathy Wilson was sucked down into the sand and might possibly be dead. She's not dead. Her mother got freaked out for nothing, and David's a horrible young man. She's right there. She's acting weird, too. He goes to the cops.
Anybody who wants to see the chief has to tell me why first.
What's the trouble, Mac?
I've been wandering around the sandy part of the field. They've gotten to him, too.
Because he has an X on the back of his neck, just like his father and the other two cops.
They decide to lock David up.
Back to making sure people don't see the chief.
But the front desk officer takes pity on David, and he gets a psychiatrist to go in and talk to him. That's Dr. Blake.
Have any trouble, just yell.
I will shoot him. David tells her the whole story. She says, I can't completely write this off.
Then you believe me?
I don't know.
I wasn't really listening. Who should show up but Mrs. McLean? She's acting weird and sexier than normally she does. Ba-na-na-na-na.
Wah, wah. And when his parents come to the police station to pick him up, Dr. Blake says, nuh-uh, he's got to stay here with me because he's running a fever.
We don't want you telling a lot of those idiotic stories.
Only tell a few of them. David's been saved from a trip down the sand hole.
Off to the observatory with us
To see Dr. Kelson, legendary astronomer. Dr. Kelson believes without the shadow of a doubt that extraterrestrial visitations happen. It's scientific proof as far as he's concerned, and he goes into great lengths to explain his theories.
Here's one of our artists' conception of a Martian landscape.
Grass, lakes, vegetation.
Wrong, wrong, and wrong.
Some form of life exists on Mars.
But it looks so bleak and deserted.
On the surface, yes.
But underneath, it's non-stop key parties. The Martians are freaks.
Well, let's see if we can find the clipping concerning Captain Clarence Childs.
You guys do have all day, right?
The Martians have bred a race of synthetic humans to save themselves from extinction.
Synthetic humans.
The theory calls them mu-TANTS.
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 I don't think you have that word right, sir. They look through the telescope across town at that sandhole, and they see General Mayberry, who's the general of the town.
He gets sucked down into the sand.
Whoa, there's something to David's story after all, and we've got to contact the Pentagon.
Kathy, her neck explodes.
1 minute she was playing just as she always did. The next she keeled over as if she'd been poleaxed.
Poleaxed? During the war, I saw a kid look like he was hit by a warhammer.
There's the place, sir. Right where the fence ends.
Yeah, try to be exact, David.
I think David at this point has been promoted to colonel.
Yeah.
He seems to be their most trusted advisor.
Suppose there could be some sort of trap door out there?
No, sir, there's no trap door out there.
I've got a trap door that leads down to my sex dungeon, so I know trap doors, and there's no trap door out there. Wait, just forget everything I just said. Rinaldi goes to investigate where these disappearances have been happening, and he disappears.
The Pentagon says, we're sending tanks. And man, I hope you like tanks.
Tanks are deployed. Pretty much there's a lot of tanks coming into town. Tanks, tanks, tanks.
What's that? Oh, it's tanks.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Turns out the colonel really likes tanks.
Tanks.
You know what I'm in the mood for right now? Martians!
There's various bits of sabotage and subterfuge going on all over town, all performed by people who got sucked down into the sand and came back as weirdos.
They're burning down munitions plants.
And whenever they finish their subterfuge, pop goes their neck and they die.
The autopsy showed this. It was cerebral hemorrhage.
I pronounce things in a different way.
Please, God, let them find Mom and Dad before they do something awful.
I'm not listening to you. God out.
Please, sir, please hurry.
Don't tell me what to do.
You idiots! I'm General Mayberry.
Suffering cats it is.
Suffering cats?
Oh, don't listen to them, Cece. Great stuttering dogs! Look what I done! Meanwhile, at the science laboratory, Dr. Wilson is working, just trying to create the perfect bong.
Good night, Brandon. Good night, sir.
A scientist named Brain Nerd. But what he doesn't know is that David's parents are coming there to gun him down. He narrowly escapes with his life, and David's parents are captured.
The military surrounds the sand pits. They find this underground cavern that was obviously made by aliens.
These walls, it's like a bouncy castle. Take off your shoes, guys. Dr. Blake takes David aside to tell him that his parents are okay for the time being.
Dr. Metzler is going to operate. He's a fine brain surgeon.
Brain surgeon?
Well, there's no reason why he shouldn't be able to remove the crystal.
I mean, it's not brain surgery. Wait. And they're sucked down into the ground. Into the Martian ship, where they are set upon by...
mu-TANTS!
We are the mu-TANTS.
Finally, we get to see the aliens, and there's these big, green, mossy-looking fellas.
These mu-TANTS run like they got a load in their pants. Rinaldi's down there in the hole, and he takes them to meet the Martian leader. Whoa!
He looks like the Great Gazoo, and he is running this entire show.
And it looks like Dr. Blake is gonna get the old neck treatment.
It's a very long procedure just to get the pin to her neck.
The military and the astronomer arrive just in time and they save her. Well, now there's a lot of running around. The mu-TANTS run... The military's running around. They're planting explosive charges. They're going to blow this Martian ship up. The timer is running, and they've been sealed in by a landslide. What are they going to do? They better dig fast. Little David has an idea. Hey, how about we use this Martian gun to blast our way out? Well, when you've got alien technology that you don't quite understand, you give it to the little kid to fire. David blasts a hole in the rubble. They all just barely escape. Oh, they got David. The Martians, they try to escape too, but oh ho, they don't realize that their ship has been wired with explosives.
Boom! The alien thing blows up.
And since the Martian control panel is blown up, that means David's parents are okay too. They put little David to bed.
He's had a pretty rough day.
Dealing with invaders from Mars. Now let's go and finish ripping off that blouse. Invaders from Mars. Now with about 10% Martians.
And 78% tanks.
Not since The Wolfman has a movie underperformed on delivering a very simple promise. When I see a movie called Invaders from Mars, I want Martians.
I would disagree, because the scary thing about the movie is the fact that the Martians are using human beings and sending them out to do their dirty work for them.
I think this came out before Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which kind of did the same premise but better.
We could have had a movie where a bunch of green doofuses are waddling around town trying to blow up military installation, or they could have people who are just blending into the society.
I wanted to see more green doofuses, though.
I'm happy with the scary dad.
But once we got to the Martian underground wonderland, it was pretty cool.
I thought it was pretty boring once it got down there. The first half of the movie, I'd say, is really intriguing as what the hell's going on here type thing. And you go downstairs, the head guy doesn't say anything. The lunkheads don't say anything.
Well, it was at least interesting to see, and it wasn't stock military footage.
Yeah, but it was a lot of people running down the same hallway over and over again.
That was still more entertaining than the middle of the movie.
Unless you like tanks.
Which apparently you do.
I don't, but the Colonel does.
Tanks.
It seemed that this movie really got bogged down in trying to introduce scientific plausibility to its premises.
Yeah, all you have to say is there have been numerous sightings of various types of ships. Oh, it's a saucer. Ah. You don't even have to say that there's been numerous... Who cares about all that? Aliens have come.
Yeah, exactly.
Drilled into your beach and is eating people.
We don't need all of the military ordnance movements. We just need to get to the confrontation.
Yes.
The conflict. We need to resolve the conflict.
What did this movie need beyond just confrontation?
I know you're going to disagree with this, but I think we need to see more of the inner workings of the Martian machine, into why they were doing this and the methods they were using.
I wouldn't have minded character development.
Sure.
There's that. You didn't have the idea that there was a community. They just had places in a community, but it didn't seem like everything was tied together.
There are two different versions of this film. There is the US release, and then there is a UK theatrical release. The UK version had some extra footage, and so we opted to watch that one. But also the two films have two separate endings. So after we watched the UK version, we went back and we watched the original US ending. It was all a dream.
Yeah.
He used to read Word Up magazine.
Of course we're all right.
Smack!
And you were dreaming, son.
I guess so, only...
It's a pretty lame ending. Here we go again.
Gee whiz.
Which ending did you prefer?
Well, it's kind of lame to have the, oh, it was all a dream ending. Although it ended really weirdly with the saucer coming back, which that was a nice twist on that old Saw. The other ending, it's sort of...
Rushed?
Yeah.
The UK ending was like, and now the movie's over. Go to bed.
What did you think of the style of the Martian area? Did you think it was otherworldly, creepy, authentic? Authentic,
yeah. Oh. From the time of Sin with Martians, no, not at all.
You know what I'm saying.
I loved the bubble room because it looked so unearthly.
It's an interesting little tidbit about that. Do you know what those bubbles were? Condoms.
Really?
Yep.
The red light that they used, that was such a nauseating red that I imagine if I were to see it on the big screen, I would just get a headache immediately.
And that goes to Menzies' credit as being this revolutionary user of color film. It was pretty creepy that the alien leader was just this silent head. That actor who played the alien was one of the Munchkins from The Wizard of Oz.
Oh.
And she said that for years she got letters from fans of the movie telling her how much she had scared them.
I didn't know it was a woman. That's always a good way to make freakish people freakier, is if you cross-cast them, like the sister Zelda in Pet Sematary.
Oh, yeah.
These are nice touches to just make things a little uncanny. This is a movie that has to do with the atomic age and the communist era. Any feelings about that?
The parallels are kind of obvious. Just the idea of infiltrating and not just literally taking over people's minds, but taking over their minds ideologically. I think that was a lot of what the Red Scare was about, is that they're going to convince Americans that communism is the way to go, rather than actually shoot a ray into their brain.
And it's supposed to be a representation of communism. I always see it as being a true representation of what the 50s were like.
Sure.
Conformity was the law of the land in the Eisenhower era.
And paranoia. I think what you were saying before about how in the 80s, the idea that computers are magic, in the 50s, atomic radiation is magic. It can do anything.
Some radioactive ray that could eat through the earth.
What do you think of that little kid?
I don't think the kid was that good, you know. It's just,
he was good enough.
Yeah, I want to know if kids actually said G all the time.
Gee, Dad. Gee, Mom. Gee whiz. Oh, gee. 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 Gee whiz.
It always takes me out of the movie when I'm like, gee.
Pop culture tells us that kids said gee and gosh and willikers and all that all the time, but that wasn't really the case.
Yes.
Final thoughts on Invaders from Mars. When the Martians invade, will you know what to do?
Yeah, jump right in the pit. Just accept it right away. Special spot on my neck just for them.
You will be assimilated.
Yes.
We hope that you enjoyed Invaders from Mars. If you haven't seen it, check it out, but don't let those Martians get too much inside your brain, because they'll make you blow up your local munitions plant. If you like feel free to invade our website, welcometothebasementshow.com. You can see all the episodes that we have made. You can read Craig's writings, and there's a PayPal donation button. PayPal donation button? What's that for? Why, it's for donating a few dollars to our show. We're a viewer-supported show. Anything you can contribute will help.
Has anyone done this recently?
Glenn, who says, thanks for continuing to make my favorite show. Benjamin, Jake, here's a few bucks for the fantastic work you guys do. And Asia, who says, in one episode, I really liked the record album in the back, Asia by Steely Dan. That was episode 28, the movie Help. I was named after the song.
Ah.
Well, Asia, when all my dime dancing is through, I run to you.
Hey, 19.
Let's see what we've got in our mailbag. A postcard from Stephanie in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Hey.
Andrew from the Jersey Shore.
Ah, the Sunshine State.
Jacob all the way from Korea.
Really? Oh, and that's where Groucho and Margaret live. Look at that.
And Luke sent us a package of some weird DVDs. I'm looking forward to checking those out. And if you're a fan of Cool Cat Saves the Kids, you should know that there is also a director's cut. Thanks for these, Luke. I'm looking forward to being saved by Cool Cat. Aw, gee, Craig, you gotta believe me. I saw it with my own eyes. Seen it.
Go to your room. Seen it.
Our theme for tonight's Seen It is invasions. Just like what those sneaky Martians do when they come down to our planet.
Suck you into the sand. Shoot you out again. You act all funny.
Alter Eagle Production writes, have you seen the 1956 movie Invasion of the Body Snatchers? Seen it.
They're coming for you next! Seen it!
Invasion of the Body Snatchers is a real creepy film, and it's got that eeriness that Invaders from Mars lacks.
Yes. I'm always freaked out by the concept of the body snatchers, that they would just assume your personality, just walking around, and it's like, oh, hey, Matt, and you're not Matt anymore, is something that is, for me, more terrifying than vampires or ghosts or anything like that, because it really gets me on, like, a soul level.
Normal people can never take that from you,
yeah.
You know? But aliens can't.
Ver Rice writes, Matt and Craig, have you guys seen Under the Skin? That movie blew my mind for days. It is the best horror sci-fi movie I've seen in years. Seen it.
Seen it. Another story of a different type of body snatcher.
Mm-hmm.
This is a movie that definitely does not tell at all. Like, gives you no information.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you almost no plot.
Yeah.
But it's fascinating.
Yeah.
Not just because you get to watch Scarlett Johansson's naked body for a long time.
Yes. That casting is pretty key because you're like, how do these guys not even notice that they're walking into a spider's web? And it's like, because they're looking at Scarlett Johansson. She's so entrancing. That chamber that she has
With the goop.
Yeah, is one of the most amazing visuals I've ever seen in a movie. How it completely swallows light, but at the same time reflects. That's such a wonderful effect. I don't understand how they do it at all, and I don't ever want to know.
Tony V. Horstman. You mentioned Bill Duke in the Car Wash episode and noted that he was in Predator. I assume you've seen Predator. Oh yeah, I've seen Predator.
You've seen it. I've seen it too.
That is one of the big 5 action movies of the 80s. Best action movies of all time. Terminator, RoboCop, Aliens, Die Hard, Predator. Ah, shit, Road Warrior. There can be 6.
Predator is just so good because the threat is real in the movie. It's a sci-fi movie that is legitimately scary. There's that one line, if it bleeds, we can kill it. Is there a more hopeful line in any movie ever?
It's a really great ensemble of warriors. Like, they all have personalities.
And 2 governors.
That's right.
Yeah. Nick Fedorov asks, first movie I watched in 2015 was Mars Attacks. I'd love to hear you guys talk about it. Seen it. Hated it.
What did you hate about it?
It's the first Tim Burton movie I saw which disappointed me, so that hits.
It's a very abrasive film.
It's a very nihilistic movie towards the human race. If you don't like the humans, why does it matter if Mars attacks?
Sure.
It's like, let Mars eat them. I don't care.
That's Seen It.
And that's our show.
We've been invaded by Martians by watching Invaded by Martians, otherwise known as Invaders from Mars. We hope you had a good time watching it. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Sci-Fi July isn't over. If you join us next time, you'll see our 3rd and final installment, and it's going to be a sci-fi movie, Craig.
It is?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know.
I know.
Good night.
Good night.
The telescope is crowning. It's crowning.
I'm not allowed to look through a telescope anymore.
Special occasions make special conditions.
I'm your father now, David. Your mother is science.
Mutant!